OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google DeepMind didn't just receive another angry open letter. This time, hundreds of engineers and scientists, many of them actual insiders, showed up at their offices in San Francisco. Their demand? Stop the AI race right now. But here's what's crucial. This wasn't just another protest. The people leading this march actually write code for these cutting-edge models. If you build with AI, this moment is enormous. Let's talk about why this is different. We hear warnings about AI risks all the time, things like alignment issues, AGI panic, and those sci-fi doom scenarios. But what's new is that the concern is coming from the engineers who are actually powering these models. That changes everything. When machine learning engineers are willing to risk their jobs and reputations to speak out, this isn't a PR move. The pace of large language model development is starting to worry even the believers. And now, they're admitting they're losing control over the systems they've built. Instead of another hype cycle, the call for caution is coming from the inside. So what actually happened here? Groups of researchers, organizers, and industry engineers, many with direct experience in AI research, marched to the San Francisco offices of OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google DeepMind. Their main message? Stop launching models that go beyond GPT-4 until we have solid alignment and oversight. And we're talking about hundreds of people here, not just a few. This time, the protest slogans weren't just buzzwords. They were technical. People brought up safety benchmarks, flaws in RLHF, and even specific rates for jailbreak leaks. The real worry? If large language models escape human intent, we could see major issues. Widespread misinformation, economic disruption, maybe even autonomous harm through chained API calls. And job loss from automation? That's not hypothetical. It's already happening, and now even the alignment experts are sounding the alarm. Here's the bottom line for builders. Technical details matter. Protesters are drawing a clear line with the current state of safety and transparency. Even with tools like RLHF and the latest constitutional AI, test labs are seeing system prompt jailbreak rates between 3 and 6%. That means harmful or unintended outputs can still get through at scale, despite all the guardrails. On top of that, as these models take in more data, the creators have less ability to audit or understand exactly what went into training them. It's turning into a real black box. So, if you use foundation models in your workflow, you're not just inheriting a vague risk. You're now responsible for outputs you probably can't fully explain. What does this mean for the industry? If these protests lead to real regulation, either in San Francisco or nationwide, it could slow everything down. Release cycles stretch from weeks to months for every new model. The culture of grabbing the newest checkpoint and dropping it straight into production could disappear overnight. Developers and founders might lose instant access to the latest open source models. The big labs, OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, could be required to have government alignment sign-off before releasing anything new. That means more rules, more paperwork, and less freedom to experiment. For startups building on LLM APIs, things get tougher if you're stuck with old weights or behind a mountain of compliance forms. On the flip side, teams focused on building targeted, explainable, or regulated models might actually benefit. Less chaos, fewer regulatory risks, and maybe even a boost in customer trust. Here's my take. This isn't an overblown story. Most developers want to believe protests are just background noise, but when top engineers start to break ranks, it's a real sign that we're losing control of the technology itself. Writing these warnings off as just another media blip misses the core issue. If insiders keep raising alarm bells, we can expect slowing progress, more regulation, and possibly outright pauses on new models. Suddenly, your roadmap, depends as much on politics as it does on access to GPUs. If you work with AI, you can't just ignore what's happening.